Chapter 86. Wild Kitten. On a ketamine session, Wild Kitten appeared, the same one from the basement. Small, black, skinny, with protruding shoulder blades. Who wants contact and bites first? Who wants a belly rub and immediately attacks? Who waits to be picked up and is afraid of being dropped? On a session with Tanya, when I first fell into this child, the 4-year-old who waits for mom and mom doesn't come, I cried and whispered I'd settle for at least a cat. The loneliness was so deep you could drown in it, and the only thing I could say from that place, at least a living creature beside me. Warm. Who won't leave? Who doesn't care that I'm a bad mother, bad wife, bad granddaughter? A cat doesn't care. A cat is just there. And then Lapa appeared. Lapa the cat, also from a shelter, also abandoned, also grew up without a mother, like me. When I took her, she was wild, hissed, bit, wouldn't let you touch her, showed her belly, announced and immediately attacked. Wanted contact, nah, and was the first to reject. Tested. Will you leave or stay? Will you hit or endure? A classic pattern. Testing attachment through aggression. The same one I'd been doing with Vanya for 12 years. The same one Artem was doing with me. I moved out from Vanya and took Lapa with me. To the cell. To the small empty apartment where the book began. And started doing with her what I couldn't learn to do with people. Spoke in a kind voice. Didn't leave when she bit. Didn't scream when she scratched. Didn't reject when she hissed. Said, "You're not alone. I'm here. You can come when you're ready." The same words I needed to say to myself. The same unconditional love I could give a cat, but not myself. Not yet. The kind voice didn't originate inside me. It wasn't there. Never. In my house, no one spoke that way. Grandmother spoke in commands. Not once did anyone say sunshine or how are you in a voice that makes you want not to run but to stay. The first time I heard this voice was by accident. Maxim was busy and his mother called. I picked up his phone. His mother. Nadezhda Vasilyevna didn't know I'd answered and started speaking. Immediately, without pause, in that very voice. "My sunshine, how are you?" I froze, not from surprise, from recognizing something I'd never had, but that the body instantly identified as needed, as if inside me there was an outlet nothing had ever been plugged into, and suddenly someone plugged something in and the light turned on. Lapa, slowly, over months, like everything in my life, began to thaw, stopped biting so hard, started lying beside me, then on me, on my left shoulder, where the biggest tension lives, as if she knew, purred, warm, alive, and I lay there and felt, this is it. This is what it's like when someone is simply beside you, not because you're useful, not because you earned it, simply beside you. And I began transferring this experience inward. First, a kind voice with Lapa, then with Artem, when he calmed down in the evening and became warm, tender, small. Then with myself, 1 millimeter at a time. First outward, you learn to love a living creature that bites. Then you see from outside what it looks like, not abandoning someone who tests. Then you apply it to yourself. From nothing, everything is born. This is how I created love, from nothing, like Munchausen pulling himself by the hair. Only instead of hair, a cat, and I'm a cat too. It's not Maxim, I said, but please continue. She laughed and continued in the same voice, warm, soft, unhurried, as if she had all the time in the world for me, though I wasn't her grandchild, wasn't her anything, just a stranger on the phone. The second time I heard this voice was several years later. My friend Lita described how her nanny used to talk to her as a child, gently, patiently, with that same sunshine. For Lita, it was simply a description of a good nanny. For me, a revelation. So that's what it sounds like. So that's what a child can hear. So that's what I never had. Years passed. I adopted the cat Lapa from a shelter. Wild, bitey, distrustful. I looked at her and recognized myself. An animal from a basement that hisses when you reach out. Not from evil, from fear. And I began transferring this experience inward. First, Dorisky to real Lapa, then to the inner kitten, the same one from the basement, frightened, hissing, biting, but alive. Two shelter creatures, both without a mother, both with distrust instead of closeness, both learning to be held for the first time in their lives. The kind voice said on ketamine, "The kitten shouldn't be scolded, she should be cherished." And every time the critic starts screaming, "You're defective, you're not coping, you'll never manage," I imagine the kitten, small, wild, in the basement, and I say, "I'm here, you're not alone, this will pass." It works, not because I believe in imagery, but because the body responds to tone, to a kind voice, to warmth, even if it comes from yourself, even if at first you don't believe it. From a basement kitten to a panther? Not right away. The one who learns to trust Fortine first learns to let herself be held, then to walk without flinching, then to lie in the sun, and then someday to become the one who holds others. And what's your image for the vulnerable part? Maybe it's a kitten, maybe a puppy, maybe a baby bird. Something small, something alive, something that doesn't need instructions, just warmth.